welcome back to the start of a new reading vlog. If you're new here, my name is Kayla, and if you're not new, thanks for coming back. Always happy to have you. If you are new, I like to do a lot of book reading, lifestyle content, all that good stuff here on this channel. We're starting a fresh weekly reading vlog. Honestly, don't really know what reading is gonna look like this week, but I have some grandiose plans. I just got out of therapy, so I getting my act together. I'm gonna make dinner. Grant is on his way home, so he should be home in like an hour. But I don't know what reading's gonna look like this week. I don't have a ton of plans like this weekend. It's my mom's birthday and my sister is supposed to maybe potentially have a baby this week, so that could be a thing, but until further notice. I'm working on 2 books right now, and there's the 3rd on deck that I'm very excited about, so let's dive on in. First things first, I'm listening to The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. Very excited that I'm actually getting to check this one off. This has been on my fall TBR for probably 2 or 3 years now, but The Dead Romantics by Ashley Poston. I'm actually listening to this on Libro FM. I got the ARC or the ALC when it first came out, like before it even came out. So I'm only like a quarter of the way through it right now. I'm really enjoying it. This follows Florence Day, who is a ghostwriter living in New York, who really doesn't believe in love anymore. She's gone through a really traumatic breakup and is recovering for it, but she is a ghostwriter for like a New York Times bestselling romance author, and she's on contract and on deadline to finish a new romance, and she just can't write it because she doesn't believe in love anymore. She gets a new editor who is really firm that she needs to get to this deadline, finish this book, and she has like 1 day to do it when her father passes away. Her father and her family have owned a funeral home for years, so she has to go home for her dad's funeral. Florence can also see and speak to ghosts, which is like an interesting, quirky little tidbit that they just kind of like sprinkle in there without explaining. And while she's at home for her father's funeral, the ghost of her new editor finds her. So she's learned that her new editor has also now suddenly died, that they're supposed to fall in love, her and this ghost of her editor. I don't know. I'm a quarter of the way through. I'm having a lot of fun. It is set in spring, but it has great fall vibes of like kind of spooky funeral home in South Carolina. Just like ghosts and that like spooky vibe of talking to ghosts. It's a blast. Physically, I am reading Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. This is my first Brandon Sanderson read. I have been like lately very on a reading kick, and it's been going great. So we've been rolling with this momentum. This has been on my yearly TBR, or like one of the books that I had a goal to finish in 2023. So I'm really excited that I got it and I started reading it because I'm in love. Like, I'm having so much fun with this book. This is my first Brandon Sanderson novel. This is in his like Cosmere realm. I don't know if this is a good idea for this to be my first Brandon Sanderson, but we're rolling with it. Essentially, this follows a girl named Tress, who is a teenager living on this place called The Rock. It's very isolated and surrounded by a sea of green spores. The sea is not made out of water. It is made out of poisonous spores that when they hit water grow vines really rapidly, and they can like grow the vines into your body, or if like spores get in your nose or your mouth, you can like basically die instantly. And she collects cups, which is I think just like the cutest little quirk that she has. She collects cups and she falls in love with the Duke's son on her island. The Duke does not love that his son has fallen in love with a commoner. The Duke's son is named Charlie, and the Duke decides that Charlie is going to cross the 12 seas, the 12 moons, to find his new wife. And then when they come back, somebody else comes back in Charlie's place as the new heir to the dukedom. And Charlie is being held by a sorceress somewhere in this like mysterious midnight sea that seems very dangerous, and Tress decides that if anybody's gonna go save Charlie, it is going to be her. So she goes on this adventure, leaves her rock illegally to go save the boy that she loves, which I think is just like a cool twist of like the girl being the heroine in the book and going to get the guy and save the Duke in distress. So I'm really enjoying this. I'm only about 80 pages in and it's only like 365. So we're almost a third of the way there and I'm really enjoying this so far. Both are big hits right now and I'm really enjoying them. The book that's on deck is upstairs, so I'm not gonna go get it because I forgot that it's up there. But I have the Brothers Hawthorne, which is the 4th book in the Inheritance Games series upstairs that I'm really excited to read. I actually didn't know there was a 4th book coming, so this one took me completely by shock. But I am missing that world, I'm missing that writing, I'm missing those brothers, I'm missing Avery, though I don't know how much of a role she plays in it. So if I get through these two, then we're gonna go on to the Brothers Hawthorne. We're gonna make some dinner. I'm making a tortellini bake today. Had some therapy, I got some grading and some homework I have to do for school, and then we're reading Tress. I started this morning and I'm already a quarter of the way through from my drive to and from work, and I'm probably gonna listen to this while I make dinner because that's been my new thing. I have a feeling we will finish this in maybe 3 days time. I will say I am on a new kick. Grant, because he works in sports, on Fridays he's at football like all night long. So my goal is to try and make some time that I have usually on Fridays where I play video games, make that some good reading time. So that is the goal for this week. It's Wednesday. I'm home from work. It's a short week of work and it feels like a really long week of work. You know when that happens? Like when you have a day off, a long weekend, and then the week feels like it's never gonna end. That's where we're at. I got home and I had 2 preps today and one of them was fine. I got stuff done. The second one, I am the Unified Games liaison for, I just said that so weird. I am the Unified Games liaison for my school. So I had a meeting about our kindness week that's coming up. I lost my prep. I had a student stay after school for tutoring today. So I had to stay like extra late and I didn't leave work until like 4:45. So it's almost 6 o'clock right now. I just got home. I just had a snack. I had some fruit snacks and I had a white chocolate Reese's Ghost. I'm gonna take some time. I didn't listen to The Dead Romantics on my way home because I was just like, I need to check out and just like scream sing in my car. So I did that instead, but I'm now 43% of the way through it, which feels really good. I am going to take my little brain break. I'm gonna take my little brain break and listen to my audiobook and do some word searches. I started one that I didn't finish and then I'll do like one more and then I really need to do my homework for my master's program. But we have a little seltzer. I also just got this little drink carpet for Halloween that's super freaking cute from Once Upon a Bron. So we're gonna have a little vibe time before we dive back into homework per my therapist. So let's do it. The brain break helped. I'm 47% of the way done with The Dead Romantics. I think it would be farther, obviously, if I listened on the way home, but I'm really not that upset about it, to be honest with you. Here's the deal, here's the goal. I have 6 discussion boards. Well, it's stupid. It's 1 discussion board, but I have to make 6 posts that are due on Friday, but you have to spread them out over the course of the week. I did the reading, one of the readings. So my goal is to try at least 3 posts today, and then I can do a couple tomorrow and maybe 1 on Monday or on Friday. My brain is really freaking tired and just wants to go put comfies on and read Tress of the Emerald Sea, but we just can't do it yet. So I'm gonna try and use my little Focus Forest app that I used for writing to get this done. It's 6:20. I'm gonna try 45 minutes and see what I can get done in 45 minutes. Grant won't be home until 9 today. So if I can really focus now, I should be good. We're gonna try for at least 45 minutes or 3 discussion boards. I think it will take me longer than 45 minutes to do 3 discussion boards, but we'll see. I need a fall plant, but I don't have enough coins yet, so let's do this. My kids be like, Miss Roy, don't make us read 10 pages of Animal Farm and annotate. Jesus Christ, if 10 pages of Animal Farm was my homework, I would sob tears of freaking joy instead of 50 pages of philosophy. Do I want to check my grades? Do I want to know? Look at the overall grade went up, which makes me feel like I did good on that assignment. We got full marks. We got a 97 on that freaking assignment. Cool. Okay, now let's go do this one. I finished 2 discussion boards, and that took me 45 minutes to finish the reading and do 2 discussion boards. One was also really easy. I had to produce a question to ask the rest of the class, but I got 13 little coins. No, we're not writing another one. I'm going to do 1 tomorrow. I'm going to do 2 tomorrow, and then 2 on Friday, and be done with it. But I'm gonna do some of the reading that I need for tomorrow. But we're gonna give ourselves a little break because this is not healthy brain time to just keep making myself work like this. So I'm going to go shower and I'm gonna read some of Tress of the Emerald Sea, and make a little dinner, and then I'm gonna do my homework and do my homework reading. Let's see what the homework reading looks like. I think it was a lot. Okay, it's only 20 pages, and if I can get the gist, that's fine. Okay, that's the plan. We're gonna shower, we're gonna read, and then we're gonna finish our homework and make some dinner time. I am gonna go shower, getting comfy clothes, because that is a requirement for today. See, I like listening to my audiobook while I'm in the shower, but my landlord's space is very close to mine, and I always feel like he can hear what I'm listening to. And you don't need to listen to me listen to The Dead Romantics. We don't need to do that. That's okay, right? We have the book in hand. Really, the chime got away from me. It's literally been 20 minutes since I filmed the last clip, but somehow it's 8 o'clock. And it just dawned upon me that my bedtime's in like 2 hours. And that's like my extreme late bedtime in 2 hours. So that is disappointing. We're gonna make dinner, which I've already determined is going to be chicken nuggets and mac and cheese. We do this once a week, big kid dinner, when we're really either working really late or it's just really busy at some point in the week where it's just too busy to cook a real meal. So we're making mac and cheese and we're gonna air fry some chicken nuggets. We're not even using the oven today because we simply can't. I'm gonna listen to The Dead Romantics while I make this little dinner for myself, and then we're going to read Tress of the Emerald Sea. Even if I can get like a solid 30-45 minutes of reading, I will be a happy camper. That's all I need, and I'll be revitalized. I'm not gonna show you making dinner because it's chicken nuggets and mac and cheese. Y'all can envision it. I was gonna read my other reading for class. I don't really think I have it in me. And you know what? I can't even be mad about it. When you wake up at 5:30 and you don't stop doing working things until 7:15, 7:30. Gets a little old. Gets a little old. Here we go. Fun, like, I want to say lighthearted, but it's also kind of not at moments. It's a good balance between lighthearted and not, I would say, but kind of romance, just kind of like realistic fiction, figuring out life novel. I think I gave the summary that it's about Florence Day, who's a ghostwriter whose father passes away while she's on deadline to write a new book, which she's really struggling because she writes romance novels, but she's just recently gone through a big breakup in the past year and she doesn't really believe in love anymore. She gets a new editor while she's home for her father's funeral. She learns that her editor has passed away and his ghost has followed her to South Carolina. She's at home with her family. A couple of things. I feel like there are a lot of threads happening. There is some like residual family tension. There is like Florence is responsible for planning her father's funeral and getting that prepped. She's still on deadline to finish this book, and she is also trying to help the ghost of her editor Benji cross over and like make that final crossing. So there's a lot happening at once, and I feel like it's a little distracting for me because I'm like, Florence, wait, the funeral is in like a few days and you're not doing anything for it. And like, wait, Florence, you do have to still finish that book and you have not written that book. But we're slowly but surely figuring all those things out. One thing that is kind of, a couple things that are a struggle for me in this book. Florence drops in that she can commune with ghosts. She can talk to ghosts, she can see ghosts, they find her, whatever. She is a median between ghosts and the living. She casually mentions that she solved a murder by ghost at 13, and she keeps referencing this thing happening, like that's the reason she doesn't live in town anymore, and she's referencing that like she did a lot of things to help solve that murder. Ashley Poston, I want that story. I want to read how she solved the murder with a ghost. Like, that is a fantastic book plot. Where is that book? And she keeps casually mentioning it but never diving in, and I'm like, no girl, tell me what happened, give me that story. It's also very weird for me that this is a romance because the male love interest is dead. He's a ghost, and there are moments where I'm like, Ashley Poston, don't you dare make this a ghostly spicy book. I don't think I can handle that. I especially don't think I can handle that on audio. I don't think that's going to happen, but every once in a while there's like a line and I'm like, are we doing that? Are we doing this? Because I'm not, that's not what I'm here for. I do just hope that it's like a sweet ghostly romance, and I think if it does become like a full-fledged romance, because it's not yet, Ashley Poston will be able to do something really, really cool as a writer, which is awesome. If she continues this way, obviously there can't be that like picture perfect happy ending. So we get a satisfying, happy ending that is not the two together, because obviously we hope that Benji moves on to the afterlife. So I'm very curious to see how this plays out, to what degree this will be romance, and if Ashley Poston does something really cool there. So those are the two things that I'm like a little bit iffy about. If this will be ghost spicy, because not mentally prepared. And I want to know that like ghostly story. The only other thing that's kind of like a little bit like kind of an eye roll for me about this story is that she's a very self-deprecating person. Like, she's had a book published, she's a ghostwriter, she's gotten like, her ghostwritten novels have been New York Times bestsellers, and she's like, I don't even know how to write, and the dramatics are ridiculous. Where I'm like, girlfriend, literally take a chill pill. So many people try and get published and can't even relax. So that's like a little bit much for me right now, but other than that, I'm really enjoying it. But I am super excited to dive on into this. Grant is on his way home, so I'm gonna eat my dinner, read, because I want to obviously spend time with him when he gets home. I probably won't check in tonight. I'm just gonna try and read what I can, enjoy the time with Grant this evening, and we'll go from there. But I will check in with you guys tomorrow, let you know where we get to, what we're looking at. Again, I'm still only on like 80 pages in. It's been a few days since I've been able to pick it up and read. So I'm excited to dive on it because I have missed this book. It's Thursday. I just got home from work. It's like 5 o'clock on the dot. Coming here telling you I did not really read much of Tress of the Emerald Sea yesterday. So funny story, I was actually on page 70, not 80. So I read 10 pages to get to 80, and that's about all I did. That didn't work very well, but I have been listening to The Dead Romantics. I think I figured out the ending plot. I think I figured out the resolution, but I'm not sure. But I think I figured it out. But every time I say I do this, I'm not correct. So I'm 77 pages in. We're just getting around the time of Florence's father's funeral. So I feel like once we get through that, that will wrap up one piece of this book, and then the rest of the things will slowly start to wrap up. I have to do some homework. I'm gonna keep listening to this. I need to clean my house because my house is a mess. It tends to happen right around this point in the week where we've just been go, 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 and we've not taken care of our house. I need to do some homework, and I need to eat a snack. So I'm gonna clean my house, and I'm gonna listen to this, and then I'm going to eat my little snack and do a quick word search, and then I'm going to go do my homework and hopefully read Tress of the Emerald Sea this evening. If not though, I get home from work early tomorrow. I'm usually home by 3:30. I leave right after on Fridays, home by 3:30. Grant is not here, so I'm like alone the whole night. So I will definitely read a ton tomorrow. My sister, we're getting closer and closer to her having this baby. It is literally like any hour now. She's gonna go into labor. So that's the only thing that could throw the wrench into the plans tomorrow, is if she for some reason needs me to watch her dogs tomorrow because she's having a baby. I really enjoyed yesterday getting my snack, getting a little drink, doing my word search, and then diving back into my work. I have been feeling lately that I could really freaking use a coffee, or not even like the caffeine of a coffee, but the ritual of making a coffee. Picking out a cute cup, using my little creamers, put a little cinnamon sugar on there, make a little latte. So I did just order some decaf Nespresso pods, and hopefully they will get here really soon. I think they're supposed to get delivered overnight, so I can maybe tomorrow have a little after school latte situation. Bizarre twist, I finished The Hopeless Romantics. Listen, I ate a snack. I did some word searches. I was listening and I got to a point and I could not stop listening because I had to know what happened and how it ended up. And I just have to say, like, this is one for the record books. I figured out the twist and I was correct. And that literally never happens, and I think is mostly why I could not stop listening, was because I had to know if I was right or not, and I frickin' was. That never happens, but there were little breadcrumbs that stuck out, that stayed in the brain, and I remembered. Also weirdly, I started doing my homework while I was listening because I could not afford to not, and I was able to do both, which is strange. Overall, I think I give it like 3.5 stars. On Goodreads, I marked it 4, but it's probably a 3.5. I liked the story. I thought it was a really cute, really interesting concept. I think it's perfect for this time of year. Romance, ghost, not really spooky, but like wholesome, cozy fall romance. Perfect, even though it takes place not in fall. One thing that I did notice is it talks so much about death and grieving, obviously, and like coming to terms with your life, and if you die before you get to do everything you want in your life, how like hard that is, and how to reconcile that and how to move forward. And it had a lot of heavy, deep life meaning. It got very heavy, and I feel like listening to it in just about 3 days was a lot of that all at once. So it felt very like heavy, tiring, if that makes sense. Like it's just exhausting to think about all of those things and really sad, heavy topics like that. So it was not as much of the lighthearted romance as I thought. It was still very sweet, very wholesome, very cute. Overall, I was very pleased with the ending. It was very satisfying. I think it ended kind of perfectly, and I think Ashley Poston did a really cool thing with this concept, and I really enjoyed it. It was a good, I think that was my first real true fall vibe read, or like Halloween vibe read, and I'm obsessed. The problem is always that I finish my audiobooks really quickly, and I have a lot more physical books that I want to read, but I don't always have the time to sit down and read them, if that makes sense. Like, I now have another Halloween fall book that I really, really want to read, but I only have it in the physical version, and I want to read the physical. So I'm gonna find a new audiobook to listen to on my way to work starting tomorrow, but I really do have to do my homework. So Grant's already on his way home. We're probably gonna eat takeout for dinner. I'm gonna finish my homework and try and read finally some Tress of the Emerald Sea, and I will update you guys again tomorrow. And tomorrow's Friday. Tomorrow I'm gonna get to do a heck of a lot more reading than I am today, and we're gonna have so much fun. It is now Sunday, and I wanted to check in and do a little update for this vlog. I read about 10 pages of Tress of the Emerald Sea, so I'm just around the 95 page mark. Listen, I'm not reading as much as I thought I would this weekend, but today's Sunday. We've done a ton of stuff to get like ready for the week. We got laundry in, Grant's gonna come home and clean up. I have done the grocery order, I've done the Target order. So we should be ready to rock this week. I'm gonna go run out and do some homework because I focus a lot better somewhere else. So I'm gonna do some homework, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna watch football and do all this stuff. And usually when Grant has football Sundays, that means that I get to read for quite some time if my homework and my work are done. We're going to do that today, and I think I could read a good chunk of Tress of the Emerald Sea today, which is my hope. But I wanted to jump in here with not a reading update, but some reading bookish goodies that I got yesterday. Went out and about. We went to my kids' flag football game. We went and we test drove some cars, and then we went to the Lego store. So I'm gonna show you those goodies as well, because we had a little treat yourself day. We came home, I made muffins, we watched Halloween movies, and then we decided to go out to dinner. And I found a new bookstore right near me called the Copper Dog Books, which was super cute. I didn't know, I've heard of the bookstore, but I didn't know it was so close to me, so I was happy to find it. And I got two that I am really excited about. I was actually going to film a go book shopping with me video this weekend, but I decided to be responsible. And then I stumbled across a bookstore, and then I was not responsible anymore, but that's fine. First things first, I love a good sticker. So I got a couple of them. These are from indigomaiden.com, but we have Read Banned Books. I'm gonna put this on my work computer because we are reading Animal Farm and we're talking about censorship, and we had a whole discussion about banned books. So I'm gonna get that one. And then I got Death by TBR because this is just, you know, and a little memento mori, like a skull. Love it. So I got those. And then I also got the Death by TBR in a magnet bookmark. I have not been very good at bookmarks lately. Like, I've literally just been relying on my Goodreads updates to tell me where I am in a book. So I'm gonna try and use one of these because I actually really love these. I will use these until they're like falling apart at the seams. Got my mom a little birthday card because her birthday was yesterday, and then my sister has not had her baby yet. We have been like on the edge of our seats all weekend waiting to get the text that like he's coming, but I did get them this little baby card for when he frickin' finally does show up. And then I got two books. I didn't need these, but I really want them, so huzzah. The first, I don't know how I missed that this came out because I love this author. I loved the original series for this book, so I can't believe I missed that. Like, how did that slip under my radar? But we have Throne of the Fallen by Carrie Maniscalco. This is a continuation of the Kingdom of the Wicked series by Carrie. I love that series. I devoured that series. Every single book I read within 24 hours in that series. This is a spin-off novel. I don't know if it's turning into a new series or if it's just like a one-shot, but this is Prince Envy's story with somebody new. I know nothing of the premise other than the fact that it's Prince Envy, and it's still the 7 Circles of Hell. So Throne of the Fallen. I love this cover. It's very, very whimsical. This is like foiled very beautiful. And also immediately obsessed with this map. Like the green, the ink gradient, the moons up there. I love. This is a big book. This is a chunky book, so we're gonna see when we get to it, but I'm so happy I got this. This one is a little bit out of my comfort zone, but I'm gonna try it because I've heard really good things. I think this is supposed to be like a historical fantasy, dark academia, Oxford setting, which is all my vibe, but I think it's very history heavy, so I'm not sure. But we have Babel and Arcane History by R.F. Kuang. This has been all over my book talk, booktube, TikTok. I was originally gonna listen to it, but I kind of just want to like dive into the dark academia world, into the Oxford setting. So I picked up this paperback copy of it. Like, I've heard so many good things. People become like obsessed with this book. It is another dense one. This is just over 500 pages, so we'll see. I have no plans to read this urgently. I do have plans to read this urgently. I need to finish Tress and the Emerald Sea so I can read this, but I'm excited about both of them, that I picked them up. And then I gotta show you the Lego that I got, because we're slowly but surely becoming Lego people. For reference, neither of us ever did Legos as kids. I did like the little freaking Duplo ones that are for babies. But we both always thought they looked really, really fun and cool. And we needed an activity. So for reference, this was our first one that we did yesterday, a little Han Solo Millennium Falcon moment. Both really like Star Wars. Grant is like a mega Star Wars nerd, so, but we literally bought this because it has R2-D2 in it, but we got Yoda's Jedi Starfighter ship that is a level up. I believe this was ages 6 and up, just over 100 pieces. This is 8 and up, and just over 250. And then I had to have, it was on sale. We are definitely not here yet. This is advanced for us, but Haunted Mansion is my favorite Halloween movie. It is my favorite Disney ride, like Haunted Mansion stand. The Haunted Mansion was on sale. However, this is 12 and up and almost 700 pieces. We are not here yet, but we will get here eventually. It comes with a little ghost host, and I think the back is really fun because it has the 2 levels, like the ride where you look down onto the feast and the like party down below. I'm gonna go do some homework and edit a video and pick up some stuff at Target and at the grocery store, and then we're gonna come back and we're gonna read Tress and the Emerald Sea. I need to get my act together so I feel like I can rest and relax for the rest of the night. But that's what we're doing. Not much a reading update. I'm still listening to Mirror Mirror, and I'm gonna listen to that while I'm out and about, and I'm actually going into the grocery store today, so I'm gonna listen to it while I grocery shop and make some progress. But we're still like 11% into it right now. I don't know if I said that, but I decided to read Mirror Mirror, the Snow White Twisted Tale, as my new audiobook for this week. And the twist is, what if the queen poisoned the prince instead? It is interesting. I'm not the biggest fan of Snow White, but I used to like hate Snow White, and I don't hate her anymore. I'm enjoying the kind of like wintry cold setting of Mirror Mirror, and the twist has already happened, so we're already like thrown into the action, and I'm only 11% in. So I'm gonna keep listening to that because it looks like this is the cover for Mirror Mirror. I never thought to listen to the Twisted Tales because I love them so much, but I'm so behind that I think this might be a good way for me to catch up on some of the ones that I'm behind, because right now I still have Cinderella, I still have Peter Pan, and I know Pinocchio came out. I know, oh, I have also the Tiana one somewhere. And I have the Tangled one. What is wrong with me? I'm so far behind. Okay, so maybe I'm gonna start listening tomorrow. But I'm gonna go do some homework, get some work done, and I will check in with you guys probably tomorrow, honestly. But I'll do some B-roll clips on my phone for ya.